In this video, I'm going to take you from beginner to expert with Amazon Online Arbitrage step by step, save you a ton of time, and give you the entire blueprint completely free. A ton of information a lot of people charge a lot of money for. I made over 6 figures profit my first year of online arbitrage, and I'm going to give you everything you need to know to build a profitable side hustle or business step by step. To start off, you might be wondering what actually is Amazon FBA and Amazon Online Arbitrage. Amazon FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon, which is a business model where you ship products off in bulk to the Amazon FBA warehouse and they handle the rest, where you actually sell products through Amazon's platform. A lot of people still don't know that over 60% of products sold on Amazon actually come from third-party sellers, everyday people like you and I at home on our laptops. Typically, when you think of Amazon FBA, people think of Amazon private label, which is buying cheap crap from China and trying to build a brand on Amazon, or Amazon wholesale, where you have to buy products in bulk from manufacturers and distributors, and that takes a lot of capital to get started with wholesale or private label, and it's a lot more risky because you either have to buy a ton of products upfront in bulk with wholesale, or you have to buy stuff from China and actually create demand for your listing on Amazon and do a ton of photography and make a listing and do copywriting, for example. Instead, what I personally used to make 6 figures profit my first year was buying discounted name brand products from big retail websites like Kohl's, Walmart, and Target, using online arbitrage and actually ordering them to myself, then selling them through Amazon's platforms. And if you guys do want personalized one-on-one help implementing the stuff you guys see in this video, my coaching program application link is down below in the description. We'll pop up a whole bunch of our student results right here and right into the free online arbitrage mini course. So we're here inside my screen, and this is where we'll be primarily hanging out for online arbitrage. So we're going to start out. I'm going to show you guys how to get into selling on Amazon, how the business model works, what winning products actually look like, a bunch of product research cheat codes, how to get ungated in big name brands and categories, as well as a big list of auto approval products that you can go ahead and sell right from the get-go when you're a complete beginner. And I'm going to be showing you guys what supplies you need to actually do the shipping of products and how to actually list products as well. So to start off, guys, you are going to need an Amazon seller account to sell on Amazon right here. The way you're going to get that is by going to sell.amazon.com right here, and then just go ahead and click sign up right here. There's two different ways to sell on Amazon's platform. The first one is going to be a professional seller account, which is going to be $40 per month to sell through Amazon's platform of, I think it's 200 million Prime customers these days. So very, very affordable. And the other way is going to be an individual selling plan where you'll pay $0 per month, but you'll pay $1 per sale. It makes way more sense to the professional selling option just because there's a ton of features you don't get if you do the individual selling option. You are not required to have an LLC to sell through Amazon. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know your personal situation, but Amazon doesn't formally require an LLC to sell on the platform. So head over to sellercentral.amazon.com and create your seller account. It's going to take a couple days for them to go ahead and verify your information, but get that done. Now we're on to selling. So now I want to show you guys how to actually analyze and find winning products. This is going to be the most important part of the mini course right here. And to start off, I want to walk you guys through the two different software tools you're going to need to actually sell products through Amazon. So a lot of beginners think you need a ton of complicated and expensive software here. That's actually not true whatsoever. The only two tools you're going to need for product research are going to be SellerAmp right here, which is our product research tool that basically calculates like the exact net profit you're going to make on a specific product after shipping, after fees, sales tax, etc. And then also the Keepa Chrome extension right here. So you're going to be doing online arbitrage in Google Chrome primarily. You want to go ahead and get that on your computer right here and download SellerAmp and download Keepa and connect those to your Google Chrome via the Google Chrome store, and that's how you're going to analyze products specifically right here. So starting off here on an Amazon product page, we can see this Stafford t-shirt, for example, right here. I'm going to give you guys a full walkthrough, everything you guys need to know with this right here. So for example, we can see right off the bat, the buy box price on this product is about $37 right here. So this is where we want to be as sellers right here. So we can see $37 in the buy box. Luckily, the buy box rotates to everyone that's priced competitively and has their inventory checked in at the Amazon warehouse specifically. So buy box is the first thing you want to take a look at for vocabulary right here. We can see 37 on this item. The nice thing is the buy box rotates to everyone that's priced competitively and selling. You can even price above the buy box sometimes too. And then the next term you guys are going to want to know is right up here, the ASIN, which you can grab from the URL right here, or over on the SellerAmp Chrome extension, which is basically the Amazon standard identification number, which is a unique number given to every specific product on Amazon right here. That's what you're going to use to actually get listings up and everything like that. So we can see right here, this listing is going for $37 in the buy box, but how do we know exactly how fast it sells, for example? So that's going to come from a term known as sales rank, which we can see right here on SellerAmp. The lower the sales rank, the better. So a 1K sales rank sells incredibly fast, and that sells quicker than a 10K sales rank, which sells faster than a 50K sales rank, which sells much faster than a 150K sales rank for the most part right here, right? In general, you want to stay below like a 200K sales rank for the most part. This is actually a relatively slower selling product, but it does have over 100 estimated sales per month, and typically you want to see at least one of these work. So for example, the BSR, either 200K or below. It is the holiday season, guys, when I'm filming this, though, so some of these higher BSRs can totally be cool. For example, or 100 estimated sales per month right here, right? We can also see the max cost here on SellerAmp is going to tell us what we need to pay to actually be profitable on an item. So for example, plugging in the max cost here of 18, we can see that at least $5 profit and a 30% ROI. For the most part, as a beginner, you want to stick to listings that are above $3 profit per unit unless the ROI is really high, and a 30% plus ROI. And even you can go a little bit lower than that on products like groceries and vitamins, for example, that people don't really return, for example, right here. But the cool thing is SellerAmp takes into account shipping, fees, sales tax, literally everything for this stuff right here. So, what about shipping, people in the comments, like, it's already factored on SellerAmp right there, for example. We can also see the offer summary right here, which I went ahead and activated in my SellerAmp settings when I activated my sales tax cost right there as well. We can see there's currently 26 sellers on this listing. I get asked all the time how much competition is too much competition, but it's actually all about the trend of the competition, for example. So like there's listings that sell insanely quick that have 75 sellers on them, for example, and the offer count, aka the competition, is just nice and stable. I'll show you guys how to gauge that in a sec here. But typically the number of sellers isn't too much of a problem unless it's really shooting up, for example, right here. The next part of SellerAmp, I don't really use this too much, the ranks and prices. It does let you see like the rank over time, for example, right here. So we can see like the 90-day average rank is actually significantly better than the current rank. For example, right here, you can see the buy box price, averages over time, lowest FBA seller, lowest FBM seller for the most part. I don't really worry about this too much specifically right here. The alerts panel on SellerAmp is very helpful in terms of seeing if Amazon's on a listing. I'm not a huge fan of competing with Amazon if you're a complete beginner. If it's a private label product, typically, however, when you guys see the private label alert, it does just mean low competition. You need to look at the names of the sellers in the listing and see if the seller that's dominating the buy box is the brand or not, for example, right here. IP alerts, typically not an issue unless you see that suspected IP alert on here. However, if you do see that, you need to take a look at the offer count chart and see if there's any like big cliffs of it falling off, for example. I'll show you guys if we come across one of those right here, typically you'll see it, right? For example, right here, not too worried about these guys either right here. Variation listings are not bad whatsoever, and multiple listings aren't bad whatsoever here. So I'm just gonna show us right there. We can see a miniature Keepa chart right here on SellerAmp. This is also really helpful on the SellerAmp mobile app as well for retail arbitrage. So you can do retail arbitrage and online arbitrage at the same time, even on the same seller account right here. So when you get the SellerAmp Chrome extension, you can also get the SellerAmp app specifically on your phone as well right there for when you're in-store scanning products with retail arbitrage right there. I like using the Keepa Chrome extension as well here, which is going to show a larger version of the Keepa chart specifically right here. We can see the profit calculator down here on SellerAmp specifically. We can see the FBA numbers on a listing as well as the FBM numbers on a specific listing. FBM is when you ship the product directly to the customer, which makes a lot of sense during the holiday season. For example, right here, compared to actually waiting for inventory to check in to Amazon FBA. You can do FBA and FBM on the same seller account at the same time though, which is pretty cool. Right there, we can see also a nice breakdown of the exact profit on the specific product at that buy cost, the return on investment, as well as a total breakdown of the fees, the profit margin, break-even sale price, etc. right here. You could also say you're buying like 15 units, for example, right here. When you're a complete beginner, you typically want to test like between like 3 and 10 of different products, for example. Breakdown of what that looks like, for example, right here. We can also see the offers right here that shows the different sellers on a specific product right here. That'll be helpful in a sec once we start doing product research as well. The Google Sheets feature on SellerAmp is really helpful for keeping your procs organized. You can just go in the settings on selleramp.com and set up some Google Sheets to actually keep your items organized. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, which is really helpful as well. And then some other stuff I don't use too much down here on SellerAmp. The buy box analysis is really helpful though for seeing where different people are getting the buy box, how often, at what different price points, for example, and when they've last won it. So we can see like literally right now, there's two different sellers that are getting buy box, one at 38, one at 36. And the reason why it's displaying multiple is because the buy box is geographically based, for example, right here. So if you're looking at a product in California and the seller's in New York, they're probably not going to get the buy box, but the seller that's in Oregon, for example, probably is going to get the buy box for that customer in California because it's a better customer experience right here as well. So that's the basics of SellerAmp right here. Chrome extension and mobile app. You can also go ahead here and hit the web app. And if you want to see this data all displayed really nice and easy right here, you can also see the web app version of SellerAmp right here and see this all laid out in one place specifically right here. But primarily for SellerAmp, you're going to be taking a look at the profit calculator right here and then using the Google button to take a look at this item and the dimensions to see the actual weight right there as well. You can also just go ahead and open up the Amazon product page or open up the Amazon web app, for example, right here. But primarily with SellerAmp, you'll be taking a look at the profit calculator right there. The other Chrome extension that's really helpful, guys, is going to be Keepa right here. So when you initially download the Keepa Chrome extension right here, it's going to show 3 different charts, for example, right here. Personally, I think the middle chart is really useless. So I'd recommend hitting sub ranks, for example, right here. So you only see the bottom chart and the top chart right here. The top chart shows the demand, the sales rank, and the buy box price over time. The demand, the sales rank in green right here. And then the buy box pricing in pink right here. So we can see this is pinballing between like 36 and 38, for example, right here in the buy box. And then the bottom chart shows the competition over time. And like I said, guys, there's not really a number that's too much competition on a specific product. It's all relative to volume. If we take a look at the year-long chart, for example, right here, we can see this is actually a really nice stable product, for example, right here, and the offer count's nicely moving here, so we know this is actually selling. The offer count movement is the number one thing you want to take a look at to gauge velocity on a specific product right here. So we can see when you're a complete beginner, focus primarily on the 3-month data on Keepa right here. And I would also recommend taking a screenshot of my SellerAmp settings here and have this what you want to be selected in Keepa. For example, right here, primarily the sales rank, which we can see we can go ahead and take those out, for example. Right here, I do like having these 4 selected though. The primary ones are going to be the sales rank and the pink buy box line, for example, right here. So we can see where the sales are actually going. The majority of the sales go to the buy box seller on Amazon specifically right here. So we can see it's popping back and forth between like 36 and 38 right here. I'm also a huge fan of the data buy box statistics section of Keepa as well. So we can go in here and see like what fulfillment type these sellers are using, whether they're FBA or FBM. We can see there's a bunch of FBA people on this listing that have the check mark right here, but there's also a bunch of FBM sellers on this listing that do not have that check mark as well right there. We can go ahead and see who's getting the buy box, how often, at what price, and then we can see who's getting it the most right here. We can also go here and click to see who's getting it most recently as well. So we can see literally in the past 7 minutes, an FBM seller right here that does not have that FBA check mark as an FBA seller right here has the buy box 17% of the past 30 days, and they're getting it right now. 3 minutes ago, an FBA seller that has 30% of the buy box the past 30 days had the buy box at 38, for example, right here, and 7 minutes ago at 36. You can see the buy box jumping around at different times as well right here. Now, this is going to be an example of the type of listing you do not want to buy right here. So in this case, we can see the competition's actually shooting up on this product right here, and we can see it's also starting to drive the price down. So this guy's going for like 36, for example, consistently right here. And now it's going for around like 33, 34. But the problem is the offer count's gone up a lot in the past week. So that's probably going to continue, unfortunately, specifically right here. So you want to avoid listings where you can see the competition going up. We can see it was like 8 sellers, and now it's like 13 sellers, for example, right here. And it's drove the price down from like 36 to like 34, for example, right here. So these are the types of listings you want to avoid right here. You don't want stuff where the competition's going up right here. Another cool thing I like to take a look at as well, guys, is just the seasonality of different procs and how different procs pop off at different times. For example, so like this is a Halloween proc, for example, right here. And obviously Halloween was literally yesterday, for example, right here. So if we take a look at the sales rank right here, we can see it looks like demand peaks, aka sales rank being at its lowest point, when like the couple weeks leading up to Halloween, for example. And now it makes sense that now that Halloween's over and people didn't really have time to buy procs for Halloween, the sales rank's going up. So the nice thing is like, you can see that if we take a look over the long term, like look at how the sales rank absolutely skyrocketed during non-Halloween months right here. Now, most items aren't this seasonal, but it is really cool that Keepa gives us all this type of data, for example, right here. So we can see literally every year in October, the sales rank plummets, aka the demand gets popping for this Halloween product right here, which does make a ton of sense, for example, right here as well, right? And in general, it also shows that like this year, like the competition went way up and then the demand absolutely spiked and that drove the competition way down right here. And if we go ahead and select the pricing once again, we can see that drove the pricing from like 28 when there were like 40 sellers all the way up to like 45 like the week leading up to Halloween. And it shows how a lot of people on this specific product didn't read the market correctly and didn't sell at peak demand. Now, most items aren't super seasonal. Hoodies sell great during the summer. Slides sell great during the winter right here. And you can see that looking at the sales rank data, but a specific item like this where there's like, it's really only good during the holidays, for example, during Halloween, it makes sense that this would only do well certain times of the year. Most items you're going to be selling on Amazon are not going to be super seasonal though, for example, right here. So in general, red flags on Keepa charts are going to be any listings where you can see the offer count and then it's like a massive cliff, like in one day it goes way down. That's typically a sign of an IP complaint, otherwise known as an intellectual property complaint. And then you definitely don't want to see the sales rank being too high on something, aka the demand being really low, and you don't want to see the offer count going up. We can see in this case the offer count, aka the competition, has actually gone down a lot right here. So now let's take a look at what a couple winning products actually look like and break them down in detail. And then we're going to find some profitable products live as well here, guys. And if you guys are going here and you got any questions, make sure to let me know down below in the comments. I love helping you guys grow your businesses. So let's take a look at what a couple winning products actually look like. All right, guys, so we can see these Fruit of the Loom pants are going for $37 in the buy box right here on Amazon, and we can see over on the Walmart website, we can actually pick them up for only 16 bucks, for example. We can see there's a bunch of sizes in stock, but the ones that make sense specifically right here. So for example, we can see you always got to make sure the buy box price matches right here in Selling. So we can see $36.99 right here, for example, plug that in. Buy cost is $15.98 on Walmart here. However, Walmart and most websites have a couple of tricks to actually lower your buy cost right here, which is totally the name of the game with online arbitrage specifically right here. So for example, right here, I know that Walmart has good discounted gift cards here. I'm a big fan of buying discounted gift cards, which is basically the idea if you buy a $100 gift card for 90 bucks, you save like 10%, for example, right here. So Walmart's obviously a bigger site, so there's typically lower discounted gift cards here. But we can see, looks like the average discount from card bears is like 8%, for example. We're just gonna do a nice base hit and say we save 5%. For example, using discounted gift cards, which are super easy to use. Don't overcomplicate this stuff, guys. So all we can do is we can actually do math within SellerAmp and take off that 5%. So now this listing gets even better. And now this is not a required thing, but it's a really helpful tip you can also use, guys, is going to be using what's called a tax exempt permit, otherwise known as a reseller certificate. Each state has a different name for it, for example, but that's really helpful and actually required for the Amazon wholesale method. And then it's not required for online and retail arbitrage, but it is helpful to have, and you can go ahead and use that in many cases for online, in many cases for in-store as well. So you just want to make sure you follow your state's rules and get it if you are interested in saving that sales tax, for example. So I'm doing this video with 5% sales tax factored in on my SellerAmp settings, which is really easy to do just in the settings on selleramp.com. So buying on Walmart, I would be using that tax exempt permit, and I'm gonna just find the tax exempt portal they have to sign it up for it on Google right here. And now I can take that off, for example, here. Now this listing gets even better in that Walmart, you can use tax exempt in-store or online. You want to make sure you have that. It's a really, really helpful tip to save additional money and manufacture additional profit margin here. And now we can see this listing gets even better, for example, right? And now SellerAmp is going to show us if this listing's profitable today here, which we can see it's got a great rank. Now this estimated sales is for all the variations combined though. So on listings that have a bunch of different colors and sizes here, I'm not going to look at the estimated sales to gauge velocity for it. I'm actually going to look at the offer count movement on the Keepa chart right here and if the price has been consistent over time right here. So if we take a look at the 3-month chart for this item on Keepa, we can actually see that it's really been like 35, 36, 37 for a while, like really stable, for example, right here. So this has been a nice stable price. And then this isn't the fastest mover in the world here, but we can see some offer count movement and some actual movement on this product here. And the listing has a bunch of reviews overall. So like obviously some people are going to buy the 3 extra large tall. I get asked all the time, how do you tell the best moving size for different products? And truth be told, if a listing has multiple sizes and they're both good, I probably want to test multiple of the sizes, for example, right here. And then the best data you're going to get for telling the best colors and sizes, for example, is going to be taking a look at the specific Keepa chart for each color and size. And the way you're going to navigate the variations here effectively is going to be by hitting variations right here on Keepa, for example. And then you definitely want to pause this video and actually organize your columns correctly, like mine here, for example, so that I can go ahead here and scroll through and find variations that have good movement, aka that sell quick, good offer count movement. So these are all pretty blocky, for example, right here. I don't like these, right? I don't like those. But for example, this looks pretty good here, right? It's like that's good offer count movement. It's nice and stable. It's jumping up and down. We know people are selling out on that, for example. So like I would probably want to look into that one as well and might be able to make some profit on that too. This is a little blocky. Probably would pass on that, for example, right here. But like, yeah, this one I definitely want to take a look at. This one's trending down here. I want to take a look at that, for example, right here. So obviously, you're going to build your own criteria over time, for example, right here. But this is the type of product that totally makes sense for me. And I can see that it's been nicely profitable over time too. Now let's take a look at another winning product as well, and then jump in and find some winning products live. If you guys are loving the free online arbitrage mini course and want personalized one-on-one help getting going or scaling up your online arbitrage business, now's a great time to apply for my coaching program. So if you're interested in doing that, take a look at the link in the description right there. Go ahead and put in your information, see if you qualify, and I'd love to talk about how we could potentially work together. So take a look at that if you're interested. I would love to help you, and back to the video. We can see it's fall right now. This Yankee Candle autumn product or scent piecer, for example, whatever, makes sense. This would have good demand. This time of year, I bet the sales rank recently went way down as well here. So we can see, yeah, look at that. Like we can see like during the summer, not autumn, it's like a million rank, but right now it's like, yeah, 200K rank, for example, right here. And the cool thing is home and kitchen is also a really, really big category on Amazon. So like, for example, especially during Q4 right here, a 208K rank is totally cool considering like recently it's been like 100K rank with the sales rank changes throughout the day, for example, right? So we get those back selected right here. We can see over on the Yankee Candle website, they're going for about $3. For example, right here, we can see autumn leaves, for example, right here, autumn leaves, we can see right there, easy melt cup right there. Easy melt cup. Sometimes they make like new versions of them, for example, or just like change the packaging, but you always want to make sure it's the exact same thing right there. So for example, we can see $3 right here. We can see buy box is currently $9.99 right here, right? And then we can go ahead and see the discounted gift card situation on Yankee Candle right here as well. So we can see, yeah, Yankee Candle, we can take like, yeah, 10% off, for example. Right here, we can see, looks like the current discount of 10% is better than the average discount of 9% right here. So that's not bad whatsoever right here. So we can go ahead and take off that 10%, for example, right here. And I know typically you want to see $3 plus profit being it, but we can see the ROI is really high on this product. So because it's a little bit cheaper of a product, this can totally make sense. For example, you just make up for it in volume. Right here, but we can see this is a nice profitable product. Another pro tip here is that Amazon actually incentivizes you to price items under $9.99, for example, right here. So whenever you get the chance, price at $9.99 because it's actually going to be more profitable than like 10.5, for example, right there. And that's just because Amazon wants you that because they know the conversion rates are higher, for example, right here. And then taking a look down here at the Keepa chart, we can also see there's even some people buy boxing around like, 11.59, for example, which is going to make this like an absolute juggernaut of a profitable product right here. But historically right here, we can see like the past like 2 weeks, it's been like 12 sellers to like 13 sellers, for example. So pretty much like the same thing, for example, right here. And we can see predominantly like $9.99, for example. And this is also just like the type of product you want to be selling in autumn, for example, here too. So we can see this is a nice example of a nice profitable product. I'm curious if this is profitable every autumn too, for example. Okay, so we can see it was super high competition last year, but actually like still was pretty much profitable a lot of the time. And then we can see, yeah, in fall of 2021, for example, too, is also very profitable here. And that's the nice thing is like you can see years of data on a lot of these products, which makes it like significantly more beneficial to go ahead and sell the stuff. And we're not reinventing the wheel, guys. All we're doing is finding stuff at a discount, basically like professional coupon with heavy leverage on it in respect to like that it's a much better vehicle to actually make profit compared to like saving like $7 buying your toilet paper or whatever, for example, here. But that's another example of a nice winning product here. And now, how the heck do we actually find more winning products from here? right? So most beginners think the best way to find winning products is to go to random websites and look through the clearance sections. That's actually not a good idea to do whatsoever if you're a beginner. That's called manual sourcing. My personal favorite method for product research for beginners is going to be what's called storefront stalking, aka looking inside the storefronts of other Amazon sellers to see what good selling products they have, which helps validate if someone has a bunch of reviews and we know they're making a bunch of money and they're selling a product, for example, right? We can go ahead and take a look inside their storefronts and see what vetted winning products they have. Now, don't worry about competing with people that have lots of reviews. Reviews don't really matter for online arbitrage, so don't really worry about that. It's a great way to find people to storefront stock, but don't worry about not being able to compete with them, for example. The buy box algorithm cares much more about just you being priced competitively right there specifically. So now, how do we actually find these sellers to take a look at, for example, here? So all we got to do is like scroll down here on SellerAmp right here. And now we can see all the different sellers that are carrying this product. And we'll do the same thing on the Fruit of the Loom product, for example, right here. And now, right, we can see all the different sellers that are selling this product. And we want to open up sellers that we know are making lots of money, for example. So like, yeah, we can see like 161 reviews, for example, right there. 500 reviews, for example, right here. And we take a look at that. It's a new seller right there. Yeah, 371, for example, right? And we can see, boom, take a look at this right here. So we can see like that. Let's see. So you want like in general like 50 to like 100 plus, for example, right here. Yeah, we can see like 97, for example, right there. Right, 750, for example, right there. 1,000 reviews right there. So we can take a look at all these, sellers and see what else they got, for example, right here. Right, and then pretty quickly you're gonna figure out your favorite brands, your favorite categories, your favorite suppliers, etc. And you're gonna get in a nice rhythm product research wise, for example, right here. So now, right, taking a look at this seller storefront, we can see like all the different brands they carry, right? All the different categories they carry. We can filter into the specific ones as well. And then say we want to take a look at like more Yankee Candle products, for example, right here. We can see in this case like 100K rank right there. That's probably selling pretty well, right? 170K rank. That's probably selling pretty well, right? And we can see like, yeah, for example, 244, probably doing pretty well, right? And so now we can go ahead and open these up. Like these ones that are like max cost of like 77 cents. We're not going to be super competitive on specifically right there unless we can buy them for like 75 cents right here. But what I just want to do, guys, we already found this guy as a winner here, is just open up these listings that we can see, are nice and steady. So for example, like we can see like nice steady price action on those, for example, and say you find a winning product, you can just pull up the sellers from here as well too. And what I really need you guys to understand is that you don't really find items good, you make them good using like coupon codes and discounted gift cards and tax exempt, for example, right here, and holiday sales like early Black Friday sales or Black Friday Cyber Monday deals and Christmas deals coming up as well here, for example. So I'm not going to look at this listing because the price is really trending down, for example, right here, but I'll totally take a look at this one that the price is nice and steady on. So now I'm just going to go through here and open up different brands that I can see like I know people are making money on, for example, here, and then we're going to dig in and see what we can do. So like this person's killing it with Yankee Candle stuff, for example. I'm not super familiar with a lot of these brands, so you're going to get more familiar with the stuff over time, for example, here too, right? Unfortunately, some of these larger brands are currently closed for newer sellers right here, so we're only going to stick to stuff that is open for newer sellers, but the best thing you can do is just build sales just on your account. For example, like Carter's here, that's a totally good brand, for example, right here we can see like 97K rank, 91K rank, 43K rank, for example. We totally open up some of those and take a look right here as well. These fast movers right here. You want to make sure your store is nice and diversified. So when you're a beginner, you take what you can get, for example. But like over time, like you can sell all different types of stuff in your store when you want to, for example, right? So we can say like, yeah, 200K rank, right? We'll open up that, for example. Let's take a look at some other brands too. And basically, you just want to get in the rhythm, opening up listings people are making money on, and going ahead and seeing, okay, what can I actually track down profitably from here, for example. So we can see like, take a look at this guy right here. So let's get SellerAmp pulled up. So the buy box is currently about $9, for example, right here. And we'll go ahead and say, hey, okay, what can we pay for this product right here? So let's say, so Apple, what's this called here? Yeah, Apple Pumpkin right here. So let's go ahead, Apple Pumpkin right here. So we can see, okay, this is out of stock here. Okay, so it's $2.75 here, but it's out of stock. So $2.75 here, right? So we can see that's actually pretty profitable right off the bat. And then we can discount a gift card this as well. Right here, so we can see this is actually a listing that is profitable. It's just out of stock, for example. Right here, we can see it's actually pretty good volume on this guy. Even the profit per unit's a little bit lower here. So of course, this is profitable. It's just out of stock on the retailer right here. So what I want to do is actually scroll down here and add this to an out of stock spreadsheet on SellerAmp, just using the one-click export feature. For example, right here, and now I can come back and take a look at this if it becomes good in the future. And we can see, yeah, like the offer count largely did like stable out here the past like 3 weeks. It did go up a lot in this range right here. But we can see like this item's made money for a while right here, right? And we can see, yeah, 925. right there. It gets even better, for example, right here. So we're a little bit late on this specific product right here, but this made good money. And I totally want to go ahead and look up if there's any similar products or if there's any multi-packs of this that are good too. So I just like go ahead here and like copy this in and then paste it in with like pack or like 2-pack, for example, right there. We can see not quite good there, unfortunately, though, for example, here. So let's see. Let's take a look at these guys right here. So first order of business, when we come to a listing that has a bunch of different variations, for example, right here, we want to go ahead and go to the variations tab on Keepa, for example, here, and then look for good offer count movements. Like this is an exact example of what I'm looking for. So we can see like the buy box price is really stable right here, and then the offer count's gone from like 9 all the way down to like 4, for example, right here. And then you also want to make sure you organize your Keepa column similar to mine. That's going to make it really, really helpful to source through variation listings, guys. So we can see like, yeah, $40, for example, right here. And you just want to make sure you're looking at stuff people are making money on that has other sellers, that has a good sales rank, for example, right here. So we can see it's like $40 in the buy box currently right here. Take a look at this guy right here. So we can see our max cost 21.68, for example, right here. So we can see like, yeah, 650, right? Let's see. Okay, so we can see. So this is, okay, so it looks like we got a couple different options here. So to look these items, I just want to hit it this Google button right here. So let's see. So 22, for example, right here. 18, for example, right here. So let's see. So, okay. So this is, damn, once again, so good, just out of stock here because Belk has tax exempt here, right? I'll show you guys what that looks like in practice here. So if we just look up like, does Belk have tax exempt here? Right, let's see, this Google ad be helping enough. So we can see, yeah, Belk allows resellers. That's love right there, right? So we can see, right, go here, boom, we're going to take off 5%. For example, right here, boom, let's take off 5%. So now this listing gets even better right here. Let's head over to Old Faithful, Card Bear, for example, right here. Right, so we can see, so Card Bear, type in, was that Belk, for example, right here? Yeah, 11%. It's not bad, y'all, right? So we can take that off. Even better. Once again, though, just an example of a listing that's good, just out of stock here, right? But we can see, let's take a look at this other side. So they do have 2 and 3 in stock right here. Right, so we can see 8, 2, and 3. So let's say let's plug in 8 right here. We're paying 15, right? Nice, that's a winner right there, y'all. And it's in stock. So here we go, guys. So we can see right here, for example. So we can see, so we're here at what was that? So 18, right? Close. A lot of people would see this and pass on, unfortunately, but not us though. We know coupon codes, just kind of give our tips and tricks. I'm gonna show you all a full breakdown of the cheat codes as well here too. So we're here at 18, take off 5%, not bad. And then we're gonna take off those discounted gift cards. I believe it was 11% discount gift cards right there. It's not a bad profitable skew whatsoever, y'all, right here. Now we just have to make sure the Keepa chart actually looks good. So interestingly enough, the offer count has gone up recently on this, but I guess in like the past like 2 weeks here, it really only has gone from 11 up to 14. So that's really not that much right there. So assuming this is like a holiday friendly item, which we can see it is, this is a very giftable product right here. I would probably be comfortable testing very light on this, for example, and then definitely take a look at those other sizes, for example, too. It's like this 2 to 3 ain't bad either, specifically right there. So we can see that was a good first winner right there. So let's take a look at these as well. And the cool thing is too, we can take a look at all these different sellers here. Like there's some Calvin Klein stuff, for example. Like let's take a look at some of that, for example, here, right? So not going to worry about competing with Amazon ones right here, but like we can see like 182K rank. That looks pretty good right here, right? 99K rank. Let's take a look at that as well. And it's just an endless loop of product research, guys. And that we found a couple winners already. That one that was out of stock, for example, and all that. It's like you can just go ahead and storefront stock those listings too and find other stuff from there, for example. So we can see like, yeah, like 22, for example, offer count nicely trending down right here as well. So let's go ahead and see what we can do on this guy, for example, right here, guys. So we can see buy box is currently at about 2170, for example, right here, which puts our max cost at about $7.50, for example, right here. So let's go ahead and plug this in and see what we can do. Right, so it looks like they got them on Belk. They also got them on Carter's as well. Carter's has a nice extra coupon code. It's about 20%, for example, here. It's going to pop up, or you can take a look at it on incognito. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Right, for example, here. So you always want to keep in mind and learn what different coupons these retailers have. And then a good trick is if a coupon requires you to put your email in, you can just put like in the middle of it, like a plus sign and some gibberish, for example. It actually considers it like a new email right there, so you can use it again and again. And long term, you can also set up what's called a catch-all email. That's catch, ALL. It's all one word. So facility via Namecheap, which can help you loop those coupon codes too, for example, right here. So if we're here at 14 here, we can see not good, right? Take off 20% for that coupon right here. I believe there's really big discounted gift cards, like 15%, for example, right here, which makes it even closer right there. This does not work here. Has this ever worked specifically on this item? We can see, yeah, okay. When it was up at 25, it totally did here. We can see this does not make sense currently here. So no problem, y'all. Let's see what we got here. So this is damn nice and stable here at like 25. Right, and it's like this has made money for a while. Like this is, all intents and purposes, like really nice stable Keepa chart here, y'all. So let's see. So we're here at $11 we need to buy this for. Right here. Okay, does that match? I do not think so. Oh, it's a 7. Yeah, right here. So let's see. Okay, so I think this does match here. Yeah, we can see right there. Cool. Okay, sweet. So this is 16 here, right? And let's take a look here, y'all. So we can see. So we're here at 16, for example, right? So we're here at 16, right? Take off 20%, right? And then we'll take off those discounted gift cards as well, which I believe are about 20% on cars right there, which is super high. I mean, that's not realistic to get all the time, but sometimes. Right, and see, nice and profitable. And in the past couple weeks, guys, literally even like, yeah, today, like someone's buy box at like 27.5 right there the other day. Right, so we can see it's a nice profitable product, y'all, but it's not possible without those coupon codes and discounted gift cards as well. And like, this is the name of the game, guys. And then we can see like, people buy the stuff like nuts. Like these have 2,000 reviews on Amazon. Like people buy the stuff, for example, and that's the name of the game with product research, y'all. Right here, let's see. So right, first order of business, we'll go to variations here and get cooking here as well. So we can see, yeah, not the fastest movers in the world, for example, but here at 30, if you're like, we'll take a look at these guys as well. Let's see. So we're here at 33, for example, right? We can see, yeah, these move sometimes, and they've largely been stable for a while too. Right, so let's see right here, for example. Yeah, so 18 here, so like 18 into 32. Oh, nice. Okay, so this is good right here. So for example, yeah, so we definitely want to make sure that's the right thing here. You want to take a look at that, but I believe so right there. So we can see 18 here, right? So we're already close. This is where a lot of people pass though, guys, right? And then we can see, yeah, buy auction right there, right? So a lot of people see this listing and pass on it right there because it's not quite profitable enough, but they're not using all the tips and tricks that we are, for example, right here. So using that sales tax permit right here, and even without it, right? Just with gift cards, like this is good here too. Take off that 10% right there, right? But with tax and well, it gets even better right there. I'm a big fan of that reselling wise. So even better right there. And then let's just keep it moving, guys. And you can see like when you find a winning product, you want to test it nice and light when you're a complete beginner, for example, right here. But that's the name of the game with storefront stalking, guys. Just opening up these different sellers that you can see are making lots of profit. Like this dude's killing it. For example, hey, look at all these brands. You learn other new brands other folks are making money on, for example, right here. So let's see. Right, first order of business, want to go here to variations. We can see us guys like 34, for example, right here. And then we will take a look here, for example. So let's see. So we're here at 34, right? So our max cost here immediately on SellerAmp is like 16, for example, right? So this does have the IP alert on SellerAmp suspected. So what I'm going to need to do is go to a couple listings in this brand and see if there's ever been any like really steep drop-offs for right here. We can see in this specific case, that's not the case right here, but we can see, I mean, this seller's got a bunch of Calvin Klein stuff, for example, so you just want to use your best judgment right here, but we can see. Let's see, so this is a 3-pack, these V-necks, for example, right here. Let's see, okay, so this is not a V-neck here. Okay, aha, here we go. Let's see. T-shirt and white, we need a 3-pack though here. Let's see, Calvin Klein, aha, okay. So let's see, so this is, yeah, 19.97 on Nordstrom Rack right there. So I don't think there's any really good coupons on Nordstrom Rack, unfortunately. So it's like break even there. So that's not going to work. Could be from, the outlets, for example, or another place we don't know. For example, right here, but let's say, yeah, 36 on this here. Let's see, it's nicely moving there too as well. So let's go ahead and see what we can do on this guy, for example, right here. So let's see. So we're here at 18. For example, here, let's go ahead and plug this guy in and see what we can do here. Yes, this is a 3-pack right there. Yeah, 24. Oh, it's a, yeah, jockey, not even Calvin Klein right there. So we can see, yeah. Ooh, wow. Okay, 3-pack V-neck t-shirt here. Interesting. Okay, well, size small. This is looking very good. Okay, size small right here. 3-pack V-neck right here. Boom, classic V-necks here. And it's literally, it's yeah, 3-pack right here. So we can see, yeah, 13.8, right? So for example, 13.8 here. Right, and then there was a coupon code there too. That's why you definitely want to make sure you have Capital One Shopping and coupon birds. They really help show coupons, even in the Google search. I believe this is Capital One Shopping that's showing it right here. So we can take off 20%, for example, right here. So you obviously want to make sure that's the right thing, but that gets even better, for example, right there. And then you definitely want to go over to card bears. Well, that's the nice thing about doing the stuff around the holidays, that there's all these good deals going on. So let's see. Oh, amazing. Calvin Klein's giving a grand total of 0.5%. So this is not good. Now, I'm not going to pass on this just because there's no discounted gift cards here. You definitely want to look up, does Calvin Klein take tax on, for example, here too. I'm not going to waste my time with discounted gift cards on this though. The interesting thing is this is actually a slower mover here. The Keepa chart shows slow movement, but when the ROI is this good on like a common product like this, that there very well might be other Amazon listings that also make sense. And I'd be willing to take a risk on something like this because just looking at it, it just makes sense it could do well. For example, right here, and even though there's not a ton of sales history, for example, right here, like this looks like the type of product that'll do well, specifically right there. All right, so let's keep moving and do a little bit more product research and take a look and see if we can find one more winner right here. But we can see absolutely nicely cooking along here doing product research, guys. And you guys literally on your own can use these products and go ahead and get started from here and find other stuff, for example, here too. So let's see. Like these guys like 24, so many of these are like 13 or less, 4-pack. Right here, okay, so these are, yeah, 5.25, for example, right here, so I don't like those. Let's see. This is a 4-pack as well here at like 28. We remember we started out on that one Yankee Candle listing that did, well, hey, let's see. So what are these called specifically? Because eventually, once you find favorite suppliers, you can totally go ahead and do manuals. So like scent plug refills, for example, right here, we can see, ooh, some of these are cheap. Okay, so we can see some of these are totally cheap, for example, right here. Yeah, like pumpkin swirl. So we can go ahead like lowest to highest right here just on the retail, and we can see like some of these are pretty cheap here. It's like pumpkin bananas or pumpkin banana scone, autumn nature rock, pumpkin cinnamon swirl. So like let's look up these real quick here. So let's see. Yankee Candle right here. And what's this called? Yeah, pumpkin banana scone. So let's open these guys up here. For example, let's see. Pumpkin banana scone here. Let's see. Right, and that's the thing. You can tell like that's obviously very seasonally based here. So let's see. Ooh, okay, interesting. So we can see, aha, so 3.75 here. So let's see. So these are 18. Let's see. So pumpkin banana scone here. Let's see. So we're here at 3.75. Right, this is a 2-pack. This might be a little bit lower volume though, honestly. Let's see. So let's see here. So we're at 3.75 here, right? Times 2, right? So we can see. So we're pretty close here, guys, right? Let's take off that 10% for the discounted gift card here. So we can see even better on this. Is there any sort of coupon code? So we can see. So does not qualify for other promos here. So we can see this is nice and profitable, guys. Spending $7 to make back $3 and 50 profit, for example. The problem is in this case right here, the rank is really, really high on this. So we need to see if there's actual offer count movement here. Now, home and kitchen is one of the biggest categories specifically on Amazon right here, and we can see like there's still offer count movement on this, which is something that probably makes sense to test if you just found this on your own. Now, I don't recommend buying winning proxy and YouTube videos here, but can you use this as a starting point to storefront stock off of? Absolutely, right? And then we can also see this is all FBM sellers right here, and that's a great idea if you're a beginner seller to go ahead and take a look at here. And if we were to FBA this and actually ship it to Amazon, Amazon wants to give the buy box to FBA sellers, so we could price this 7-8% higher, for example, here, and add in 8% right there, and we'd see like this is a nice product here that's been good for a while. And there was a 4-pack too that popped up too, so you definitely want to see if that 4-pack's profitable as well. And that's the name of the game with product research, guys. Don't waste your time going out and doing manual sourcing on unproven websites. Just storefront stock and use the proxy you saw in this video. Scroll through it and go ahead and take a look at it right over here. And now we're going to talk about ungating, which I know some of you guys are probably a little bit worried about taking a look at this video right here. So what is ungating? So basically, when you're a completely new beginner seller, Amazon wants to avoid fake products being sold on their platform. So they're going to bar you from selling certain products immediately here. A lot of like big name brands, for example, like Yankee Candle, for example, is going to be a gated brand when you're a newer seller. Luckily, that's actually really easy to do in 2024 and 2025. Thanks to retail receipts and invoices. And the nice thing is you can actually get those from big sites like Yankee Candle for Yankee Candle or Target for lots of different brands, for example. Say you want to ungate the grocery category, for example, all you have to do is go on Target and search like Yogi Tea, YOGI, for example, tea, and then just find like a cheap product that's also listed on Amazon. Then you go ahead and buy 10 of those, and now that order confirmation email you're going to get, you can actually use that to go ahead and submit to Amazon when you go to list that product, specifically just by going on Amazon Seller Central to catalog, add a product, and go ahead and add in that ASIN that you get from the URL right there. So please don't overthink ungating, guys. It used to be hard when I was a beginner seller, but now it's nice and easy to do right there. For any time you run into a big brand or category, for example, that you can see you're gated from selling, understand that as long as you can apply for it, you can easily get approved for that. Just go ahead and find a product, like a cheap product from a big website like Target or Walmart or the brand website, for example, and buy 10 of it. Make sure it's also listed on Amazon, and then instantly you're going to get that order confirmation email, and that's what you're going to use to submit off to Amazon to go ahead and get approval for that brand or category. Sometimes you'll have to do the brand and the category, for example, and that's completely fine. Understand it is completely normal to get declined, even 5 to 10 times. Just keep resubmitting, keep adding in more purchase documentation, make it so easy for the person at Amazon to see that, okay, this person actually bought this from a legit place. Other documentation you can add in as you get it is going to be like the shipping email, delivery email, a picture of the product, the credit card statement. You can go into like, you can print it out, for example, and annotate it, show the exact ASIN right there, and then name the file ASIN underscore invoice underscore date that you obviously pulled ASIN from the URL right there. Don't overthink that, guys. If you got any questions about any of the stuff, please let me know down below in the comments. And when you're a newer seller, you can even get automatic approval for tons of different products as well, guys. And here's a big list of that. So guys, what you can go ahead and do is actually download this free list of automatic approval products in the link in the description right here. This is just going to be a big list of ASINs you can go ahead and download right here, of which some of them, definitely not all of them, are going to be automatic approvals that once you hit request to sell or request approval, apply to sell, for example, are going to let you immediately list them. Some easy layups that are good for most people is stuff like Stafford, ColourPop, 32 Degrees, Athletic Works, for example, right here. And all you have to do to go ahead and do that is just go on Amazon Seller Central, add a product, paste the ASIN in, for example, right here, and then hit apply to sell. And if it lets you automatically list it, if it just pulls you the listing page, you're good to go from that. The nice thing is that the more sales you get, the more stuff starts to become auto ungate as well, typically around like 5,000 to 10,000 in sales, which might seem far away if you're a beginner, but I did like way more than that in just like my first 45 days alone, for example, right here. So, if you can sell right from the get-go, you're not required to ungate it, but don't be afraid if you are gated from selling, which is going to be the case on a lot of big brands. You can just go ahead and buy from any big retailer, specifically right there, and nicely go ahead and get unlocked in that. It's important to note, it's completely normal to get declined a couple times. Just keep resubmit, and you'll be good to go on that. Also, want you guys just to have a big list of online arbitrage cheat codes specifically right here, just because all the time I see the number one mistake beginners make is just thinking they're just going to find stuff profitable sitting on different retailers, which is not the case in 2024. And that's good, because if a product was just sitting on a specific retailer, it'd be super, super easy to find, right? So you want to go ahead and each time you Google a product with SellerAmp, you want to go through this checklist and actually make stuff profitable, right? Very rarely will something just be chilling for $12 on Walmart that moves for $28 on Amazon and is nice and profitable. Instead, typically it's going to be like it retails for 20 and sells for 35 on Amazon, and there's a 20% coupon, and then there's a really good rewards program for the different website, for example, right here. And so you just want to go through one by one here, guys. Like coupons via the free extensions like Capital One Shopping, Coupon Birds. You also definitely want to have Top Cash Back in Rakuten to get additional cash back on your purchase as well. There's tons of examples of email, account, and text sign-up coupons. You can go ahead and loop those again and again using what's called a catch-all email or text now in Google Voice. Digging around for coupons on Google, you'd be shocked how many coupons I found on Reddit forums or just looking up like Zara newsletter, for example, or Shop WSS coupons on Google right there, or just talking to other Amazon sellers in the community too, right? Discounted gift cards from Car Bear and Top Cashback are really helpful too. We took a look at a bunch of examples of those. Please don't sleep on those, guys. Rewards programs like Kohl's Cash are super helpful as well. Getting a tax-exempt permit, which is mainly for retail arbitrage and wholesale, but some websites take it for online arbitrage as well. Getting on a listing quick merch fulfilled is really helpful too, to not worry about those FBA check-in times. I think most of you guys should be doing merch fill when you're newer sellers right there. Holiday sales like early Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas deals, Easter, Valentine's Day, etc. Like websites love having excuses to run deals, and eventually you're going to have your favorite suppliers that you can go ahead and do manual sourcing on as well, right? Stacking as many of these opportunities together as you can is super important as well as keeping really good SellerAmp Google Sheets is very helpful too for like out of stock, almost good, back to school, Q4, etc. Right? Smart repricing. Once you have like 10 plus ASINs, you want to get a repricing software as well. You can just search Flips from Miles Repricer on YouTube to watch that. And then using a prep center sales tax restate is also a good technique too, so you can avoid sales tax as well right there. That's a little bit further down the line though. But if you want a big list of prep centers, you can go ahead and search Clear the Shelf Prep Center on Google. My buddy Chris Grant has a big list of prep centers he put together that's really helpful for beginner Amazon sellers right there. So don't sleep on all the discounting methods here, guys. These are super, super important and absolutely foundational to be consistently finding profitable and arbitrage products. Let's talk about the shipping supplies you actually need for Amazon FBA. All right, guys, don't overthink shipping supplies whatsoever here, guys. It's really, really important. There's obviously two types of ways to sell products on Amazon. Amazon FBM and Amazon FBA. Especially this time of year, I would totally recommend getting started doing Amazon FBM primarily right there, and that's shipping products directly to the customer rather than off in bulk to Amazon. So these FN SKU labels you can just get on Amazon. These are actually only needed for Amazon FBA. So if you're starting out just doing FBM, which is what a lot of you guys should be doing this time of year, for example, you're not going to need these FN SKU labels specifically right there, but you are going to need that, as well as clear poly bags in a variety of sizes if you do want to go ahead and do Amazon FBA right there, right? Most people starting this time here should do a lot of FBM and then get into FBA come January here. But if you want to do FBA, you'll need big bulk boxes from Walmart. The Pen Gear ones are my favorite. FN SKU labels right here. You can just get those on Amazon, as well as clear pod bags you can get on Amazon as well, that just make sure you have the suffocation warning on them. These 4x6 labels are going to be what's used for the shipping labels for FBA or FBM. You just want to buy shipping through Amazon. Nice and easy. You can actually get these free via the UPS website. So just look up UPS free shipping supplies and get those. A fancy label printer is not required. I like this one. It's called the Rollo. There's also the Polono, for example. You can just get it on Amazon. I started with not much money though, for example, so I was just using the printer at the library and bringing 30 up label paper with me for my FBA shipments, and then just printing out gigantic labels on old school or normal paper, for example, just using the library's printer right there for my FBM orders right here. For poly bags for FBM, I like 12 by 16 or 12 by 15.5 from Amazon and 9 by 12. These are going to be poly mailers for your FBM orders that you'll slap that label on when you go ahead and get a sale. Then I also recommend like 12 by 10 by 8 or 15 by 12 by 10 boxes from Uline or Walmart for FBM orders, but over time, you're going to figure out what sizes you need for the types of items you like to sell. So I wouldn't really worry about that right now. Just go ahead and get labels and poly mailers right there. And then when you have FBM orders, you can just go to Walmart and get whatever you need from those guys as well. So don't sleep on shipping supplies, guys. It's nice and easy. Don't sweat the small stuff. All right, guys. So listing and actually shipping products off to the Amazon FBA warehouse used to be super confusing, but we actually made a software to make it a lot easier for you guys right here called Boxum, which is basically a way to list products for FBM and then list products for FBA and actually make your FBA shipments right here. So to actually list your first products on Amazon, it's so easy. It was so confusing when I had to do it through Amazon Seller Central right here. So we're here in Boxum, which actually connects to your Amazon seller account. Boxum costs $50 per month, and you can actually get it completely free for 2 weeks just using a free trial at boxum.com, for example, right here. So we're here in the create a new FBM listing section right here, and all we have to do is select fulfillment type, FBA, shipping and origin right here. So this is obviously your ship from address. You can actually add as many ship from addresses as you need it within reason here, because the key is Amazon knows people are shipping out, same day when they're doing retail arbitrage, or they know people are shipping out shipments on vacation, for example, right here. So it's nice and easy right there. Shipping template, I'd recommend editing your shipping template when you're new, so it's a little bit more advanced stuff, but just do free shipping for standard and economy orders, and then $30 plus $1 per pound for next day, 2-day, and expedite orders. That's very helpful to do if you're planning on doing a lot of merch fulfilled for Q4. Auto list price, I'd actually recommend having this off for FBM right here, because when you list products for FBM, you just want to match the buy box price, specifically right here. And then I recommend having buy cost, supplier input, and date purchased input right there. And then we can go ahead and see we're here in Boxum search page. Just type in like Stafford, for example, right here and see the Amazon search rate. You can also just paste in an ASIN right here too, and then go ahead and plug this in. You can replenish SKUs in Boxum or list new SKUs in Boxum as well. Right, and then we go ahead and hit new SKU, for example, right here. You'll then want to go to offers, and for the most part, you're just going to match the buy box price. You can just click set price right there. You'll enter in your buy cost of what you paid for that. Say we paid like $14.5, for example. Then the quantity right here. Supplier, for example, you want to do your supplier, so you can nicely go ahead and track that right here. Date purchased as well. Say I bought this on October 30th right here. Then we go ahead and see that custom SKU that has where I bought it from and the buy cost right there as well. We can go ahead and create FBM listing right here. And then all we need to do to go ahead and get that listed is just hit submit FBM listing. You can add in multiple products, this obviously, because you'll typically be listing multiple products at the same time right there. But FBM listing through Boxum is super easy. Now let's talk about how to create an Amazon FBA shipment. So to create an Amazon FBA shipment, you just want to go ahead to create shipment in Boxum right here. We'll name this mini course test, for example, fulfillment type FBA, ship from address, pretty self-explanatory. Shipping method, you'll be doing SPD right now. Packing type, I like to do case pack specifically. Labeling preferences, seller labels, don't worry about the other stuff right there. Box contents, 2D barcodes, I'm a big fan of as well. Printing the FBA box labels as you actually prep and box them, that actually saves a step because you don't have to come back to the box. Specifically right there, pricing products to actually ship your products off in bulk to the Amazon warehouse, I do recommend listing up like 25%, for example, right here. And then once your listings are actually checked in, they show Amazon Prime on the listing, which you can see just waiting for them to be fully checked in on Amazon, for example, right? And you can check your shipment status, inbox them as well. Then you want to actually make them price competitive right here. Once again, you want to have buy cost, supplier input, date purchased input right there as well. We can go ahead and put in that ASIN right here, for example. Again, I didn't actually list them FBM because then it would have cut out. Need to grab another ASIN, but it's right here. Go ahead and new SKU right here. It's automatically 25% of the buy box price, like I have my setting right there. Buy cost, let's say, I think I said 13.5, for example, right here, right? Total quantity, it's like 9 units, or let's do like 18, for example, right here, right? Quantity per case right here, we can go ahead, let's do 9, right? And do 9 right here, just make it easy. One box right there. Supplier, we can choose a bunch of different ones. You can make new ones, obviously, too, right? For your specific business, there's literally thousands of suppliers you could potentially buy from right here, right? We can go ahead and date purchase right here, boom. See that custom SKU right there? Obviously, it's not a product that requires expiration dates. Otherwise, we would have that in there. Then we'll go ahead and add this in. We can print out those F and SKU labels. Those are those little F and SKU labels I talked about that go over the poly bag or on the barcode, depending on what type of prep is required for that item via FBA. We'll go ahead and continue right here. Send this data off to Amazon right here and nicely keep it moving here, guys. So we can see right here, this is going to Fayetteville, North Carolina, specifically right there. We'll go ahead and hit confirm shipment right here and send this off to Amazon as well. Now, on other shipment softwares, and even just doing it through Amazon, it's super annoying to like assign everything to the boxes. So that's why we made box and bulk assign right here. We'd say 9 units per box, total number of boxes 1 right here. We'll do like 15 by 15 by 12, for example, right? It just has to be under 24, right? And then the weight just has to be under 50, for example, right here. Let's say it's like 10, that's obviously a little bit exaggerated for this item, most likely here. Then we'll go ahead, it's going to create that box. And now we have the FBA box label specifically with the 2D barcode right there. 2D barcode, just put more of the information in the box label, which makes it easier for the Amazon employees in general right here. That's going to go on the outside of the shipping box next to the shipping label that we're going to put in there. So each box shipped to Amazon is going to have 2 labels right there. We'll go ahead and continue right here. Now we're actually going to ship this off to the FBA warehouse right here. Actually, send the data off to Amazon right here and then get that shipping label at the end of this right here. And then to actually finish off the shipment, all we need to go ahead and do is hit accept shipping charges right here, and we'll do that. And then we'll go ahead and have that FBA box label, which is going to go alongside that first box label right there. So the FBA box label and the shipping box label, you could go ahead back here and print both though. For example here, box them nicely, connects to your printers and makes it nice and easy. So don't let the technical side of things like listing procs FBM or listing procs FBA and actually creating shipments be confusing for you guys. Just use box them. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So I hope this video was really helpful, guys, and congrats on going through the entire mini course right here. Now, if you guys do want personalized one-on-one help getting started selling on Amazon, take a look at the link in the description and go ahead and apply for my coaching program. If you want my personal phone number, you want to be able to get on Zoom one-on-one with me and talk through stuff, you want to be around other Amazon sellers crushing the game, take a look at the link in the description for my coaching program right there. And make sure if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Subscribe to my channel for more free Amazon seller game and check out this video for more free Amazon seller content. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.